MarketDirect StoreFront 11.4, we're adding enhancements around our Google Analytics tracking features to include support for. One of the questions that often comes up is, what is the difference between Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager? And it's probably simpler to start with Tag Manager. So Google Tag Manager is a tag management system that allows users to easily add and edit snippets of code that are often called tags. And these tags do a variety of things, but for marketers and website owners, they're primarily used to track user behavior and site analytics, as well as to manage advertising pixels. So for our customers, because we don't have advertising within StoreFront, we're going to primarily be using Google Tags to track user behavior and provide more granular analytics through the Google Analytics platform. If you think of Google Analytics, on the other hand, Google Analytics is essentially at its core a tag, a very powerful tag that tracks a number of different user behaviors on a website. Everything from which pages a user visited to how they got to that website to how they left that website. And so by using Google Analytics and Tag Manager together, we give our customers not only the ability to create and edit tags that monitor and track very specific user behaviors, but we give them the ability through Google Analytics to visualize that data, analyze that data, break it down so they can understand what their customers are doing, how they're using MarketDirect StoreFront, and how they can optimize their products and their website or sales. And so in this short video, what I want to do is first show you how to configure either Google Analytics or Tag Manager within StoreFront. And then since Google Tag Manager is a bit new, I want to jump into and show you how customers can add Google Tags to Google Tag Manager's tag management system. And as a part of the 11.4 release, we're actually going to make available a Google Tag Manager container that has in it 7 tags, triggers, and variables that is going to drive some of these specific user behaviors through to Google Analytics. And this includes product clicks, it includes abandoned shopping cart data, and it also includes transactional e-commerce data, as well as conversion rates. From there, our customers using Google Analytics tools can create e-commerce funnels. They can create goals to visualize the buyer's journey from the very initial entry point all the way through checkout and leaving the site. And so again, it's our hope that through these tools, our customers can really learn more about their users and optimize their sites. So let's jump over to Google Tag Manager, and we'll get started with how to get started with Google Tag Front. Prior to 11.4 release, I only had one option to use Google Analytics. So now you can see there's 2 radio buttons, one for Google Analytics, one for Google Tag Manager. And for both, I simply need to enter a simple tracking code in order to integrate MarketDirect StoreFront with either of those systems. So if I simply want to use Google Analytics, I'm going to go to my Google Analytics site. I'm going to go to admin here at the bottom. I'm going to wait a moment for this page to load. And then under the property settings, I'm going to see a tracking ID that's always going to start with UA-. And so if I just want to use Google Analytics within MarketDirect StoreFront, I'm simply going to copy that tracking ID. I'm going to go back to Google Analytics. I'm going to paste, click Save, and now Analytics and StoreFront have been tied together, and data should be flowing smoothly between the 2 sites. If I want more granular data and I want the ability to use Google Tag Manager, I'm going to click this radio button, and instead of the Google Analytics ID code, I'm going to go to Google Tag Manager site. You can see I've already created an account for the PM Expo demo site that I'm using here today. And you're going to see under account settings, this ID that's always going to start with GTM dash and then my unique code. So if I copy that, and I go back to StoreFront, we're going to see now, if I click Save, that Google Tag Manager has been tied to my MarketDirect StoreFront site. So once I have Tag Manager configured, that's just the first step. Now I actually have to create and import tags that are actually going to drive those data points through to the Google Analytics dashboard. So once I have this in place, I'm going to go back to Google Tag Manager. And instead of going through the admin tab where I'm here today, I'm going to go to Workspace. I'm going to go to my account PM Expo site. You can see here now in my little overview dashboard, I don't have anything set up. So I don't have any tags in place. I don't have any containers published. It's a fresh account within Tag Manager. So now I'm going to go back into admin. And I'm going to go to Import Container. And I'm going to choose a container file. And the file that we're going to give our customers is a JSON file, .json. And that's going to contain those 7 tags, triggers, and variables. That's going to push some of that data through to Google Analytics. So I click on Choose Container File. And you can see here I have saved in my documents this GTM file that I'm going to open and import into Google Tag Manager. Okay. From here, it's going to ask me, do I want to create a new workspace or an existing workspace? Again, because this is a brand new instance within Tag Manager, I'm going to click New because there's nothing to override. I'm going to give it a name, so PM Expo, and just a quick description. Click Save. You can see if I scroll down here now that the import is initiating, you can see the 7 tags, the 7 triggers, and the 7 variables that JSON file is going to import into Tag Manager. So these are the code and the data points that we'll be tracking and pushing to Google Analytics. So from here, I'm going to click on Confirm. And so now I've added that container to my Google Tag Manager account. But I'm not done yet. So from here, I'm back on my dashboard, but you'll notice there's a new button up here for either submit or preview. So I can either preview the changes I'm about to make, or I can go ahead and submit them and publish them to StoreFront. So I'm going to click Submit. And it's going to just verify the name of my container, the description, and then it's going to actually show these tags that is going to be pushed along to my MarketDirect StoreFront site. So you can see here I have a number of tags that are tracking different events. So you can see that there's a tag for add to cart, which is going to track the number of times buyers have added a product to their shopping cart. I have a checkout tag that's going to track the number of times that our buyers have gone to the checkout page from the shopping cart page. I'm also going to have, if I scroll down here to the bottom, a remove from cart tag that is going to show when products have been removed from a shopping cart. So a lost sale, for instance. I'm also going to have in my page view history change, this is a tag around some basic Google Analytics information, such as page views, and especially within a single application, single page application like MarketDirect StoreFront. This is going to provide the information that Analytics needs to present some of the more high-level traffic data like sessions, users, page views, so on and so forth. So just a little bit of information about the data that we've created within this container and that will be pushing to StoreFront. Once I'm ready, I'm going to click Publish. And now this has been added and integrated to my MarketDirect StoreFront site. Okay. As I mentioned, our customers can certainly add different tags, different triggers, different variables, create different containers within Google Tag Manager. Those that are very familiar with Google Tag Manager or are just a little bit more digital marketing savvy will probably be very happy to go into Tag Manager and create tags that track different user behaviors or different analytics. The reason we gave our customers this specific container with these 7 tags, triggers, and variables is to really push some of the data that we know is important, that we know can drive better conversion rates and better customer information about their sites through to Google Analytics. So it's a bit of a starting point, but hopefully, again, allows our customers to take advantage of the new enhancements in 11.4. So now that my Google tags have been published to StoreFront, within time, those tags will begin collecting data and pushing them to Google Analytics. And through my Google Analytics dashboard, I can view, analyze, and really visualize how that data looks like and what I need to do as a site owner or as a marketer to improve site experience and performance. So from here, I'm going to go back to Google Analytics, and I'm just going to walk through a couple of the data points that are stemming from these tags. If I click back on the home icon in Google Analytics and give it just a moment to load. You can see in my Google Analytics demo environment here that if I go down to the Audience tab and go to Overview, and you can see I can expand or constrain my timeline for the analytics and data that I want to see here. So right now I have it October 1st to November 13th. I can see at a high level the number of users that have come to my site. Within that user group, how many of them are new users to my site? They have not been to the site before within this time period. How many sessions that's driving, so that's total traffic. I can see how long they're spending on my site. So I'm seeing about 2.3 sessions per user. How many page views, so in total, how many different pages they're visiting on my site, so on and so forth. So again, this is very high-level audience data. You can scroll down and see where those people are coming from, even what browsers or operating systems they're using, what mobile devices they might be using, again, language. So again, very high-level data about the audience. This is not new data. For the most part, within our pre-11.4 releases, this data was already being pushed through our integration with analytics. What's new is if we go down to the Conversions tab, we're going to see if we open up the e-commerce label. If we go to, let's go to Product Performance. This is where some of those e-commerce tags that we included in that container upload are really going to come in handy. So if we scroll down, we can see at a very high level the products that are driving revenue. So you can see, if I open this up a little bit, on the left here, these are different products that I have within my storefront that I've tied to Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics. So I can see, if I scroll back up to the top here, how many unique purchases there's been, how many quantity of items I've sold, what the average price per transaction might be, as well as just total product revenue. So this is really powerful stuff, and I think will give our customers just really good idea and a better concept of which products are performing best on their storefronts, which are underperforming, And again, depending on how the customer is using StoreFront, whether it's B2B or B2C, they're going to take this data and do different things with them, have different strategies. But it really reinforces the ability to make good decisions and just understand, again, how users are behaving on their storefront site. We can also go to sales performance. This is another new report. And if we switch over to the date, we can see transactions over time. So we can see over the course of different dates. So we have November 3rd. This is October 30th. And if we filter by this date, we can see what days are driving the most revenue. And again, just gives us a better insight into maybe when buyers are purchasing things on the storefront. And then from there, we can take some assumptions as to why that might be, depending on a number of factors. What's really exciting is some of the tools within analytics that allows our customers to better visualize this data. So if I come over to multi-channel funnels, again, underneath the conversions label, I'm sorry, now if we go to the goals tab, and we're going to see a couple options that are going to be new for customers that these tags are generating into. So if we go to funnel visualization, this is going to take the data that's being pushed through to analytics, and it's going to allow our customers to visualize it. So within this report here, we can see that 81 users visited the shopping cart page. And from there, 65 users went to the checkout page. So again, we're narrowing down the funnel. 63 moved on to the payment page, and 50 ultimately placed an order. So this is a really good visualization of conversions within storefronts. We started with 81 users at the shopping cart stage, and we ended with 50. And so this is conversion data that I don't think our customers have had access to before. Again, it's really going to help them make better decisions and just better understand what users are doing on their storefronts and what perhaps they need to do to optimize some of these conversion rates, whether that's through marketing, whether that's through better products or better configured products. Again, it depends on the storefront, depends on the customer, but this data leads to some of those conversations and decisions happening. The other report is, let me go down here to goal URLs. So a goal URL is essentially saying, when this happens, I want to trigger that a goal has been completed. So I can actually add goal URLs to Google Analytics, and by doing so, when that link has been hit, a goal will be triggered, and by using the goal flow report, I can, again, visualize how people are coming to my site, how they're completing different goals, how they're navigating to the shopping cart page, the checkout page, the payment page. And again, just allows me to track the goals that I've set and allow me to visualize the data in a meaningful way.